Hey guys, I just thought I'd do a little video about the larger fixed blade knives that I own and use outside. I'm not really reviewing these knives per se, but just wanted to give you an idea of what I like to use. I don't use axes when I'm out hiking or camping, so I turn to large fixed blade knives to process wood if I'm going to build a fire or play around with bushcraft and such. So these are the knives I use right now. And just really quick, what we've got here is a Becker BK2. I bought this from Ethan Becker at last year's blade show. Great knife. It's very affordable, and it's very similar to an SE5, but at a fraction of the price. KaBar Heavy Bowie. They make two models of this knife, a large and a small, and I can't remember which one this is, but the KaBar Heavy Bowie has a comfortable rubberized handle and is very well balanced and surprisingly good at batoning wood. I prefer to use large knives where the knife extends past the end of the handle, so I can pound on it and pound it into wood if I need to pry wood apart. And this actually works pretty well to pound on, but I'm a little reluctant to pound on it too hard. Overall, really happy with this knife. This is the Ontario Ranger RD9 knife. This knife, I like the size of this knife. It's not ridiculously large like the next two knives I'm going to talk about, but it's large enough to do pretty much everything you'd want to do with a large camp knife. The only bad thing about this knife is the handle is kind of squarish. It's not rounded very well. The edges are kind of abrupt, and you can feel that when you hold it. So over extended periods of use, it might have some hot spots in the hand, and I really haven't used it a whole lot, so I can't really speak to that. But I guess I could sand those down if I wanted to. Overall, it seems like a really well-made knife, and look forward to using that more. Next, we have the Tops 111A Steel Eagle. I haven't used this knife a whole lot. It is ridiculously large, but I got a good deal at it at last year's Blades show, so I thought I'd try it out and see how it works outside. I haven't batoned with this. I have done some chopping with it, and of course it's a great chopper. There's so much weight behind this knife that it is a really good chopper. The last knife here is the RTAK II. I have used this knife quite a bit and have not had any problems at all with this knife. It's a great knife. It's not as thick as the 111A, so it's actually I think this knife is actually lighter, even though it looks like a larger knife, but it's actually lighter than the 111A. Great knife. The handle is extremely large, and I don't have the largest hands, but I've had no problem using this knife at all. I put a lanyard on here to help out, but really haven't had any problem using this knife at all, and have batoned with it, chopped with it, and just overall a great knife. It'd be really hard to pick a favorite here, but if I had to, I would actually probably pick the BK2, just because it's a more it's not overly large, and so it's thick enough to do the batoning task that I would use it for. You might be limited into the width of the wood that you can process with this, but this will actually, because you can pound it through wood, and because it is so thick, this will actually process pretty thick pieces of wood because it is so thick. It's like a wedge. So I'd have to say this is probably my #1 go-to, and I have used this quite a bit. Although I've cleaned this knife, and you can't hardly tell I've used it, but I have used it quite a bit. And then I guess I'd have to say the RTAK II is probably my next favorite, just because I have the most experience with it, and it's never let me down. I have used all these knives, just some more than others, and haven't had any chips at all in the edges, and I've used all of them pretty rough, and they've held up great. So that's my experience. Yours may vary. Okay, see you next time. Bye.